Hey guys, Haas with Haas Games and Cards, and I hope you're all doing awesome because you all deserve it. What do we got going on today? Well, before we dive into what we're going to mainly talk about today, let's talk about some of the things we have going on with our website. Guys, check it out, HaasGamesandCards.com. We are having a special sale on our Surging Sparks booster bundles. We got one of them right here. We have a very limited quantity, but we do have more coming in. So limited quantity for this order run right now, but we do have more coming in, and we do have a good little special sale going on. We are putting it below market. We're just gonna sell some of these, get them out for cheap, so people can have some fun with it. So definitely check it out on the website, my friends. And then also in the man, this thing is pokey, this case. I bought this case because I used to do these little food containers that fit these from Target, and I swear ever since Prismatic Evolutions came out, this thing's been hard to find. And so I tried these new ETB covers with a magnetic lid, and man, they have sharp corners. I just stabbed myself. Be careful with that. So guys, we're still trying to do our giveaway for the Pokemon Center exclusive Prismatic Evolutions ETB. These things are like over $300 now. They're expensive. They're expensive. How much? In fact, you know what? We just haven't even looked for a minute. Let's see how much these things are. It's been a minute. It's one of my top searches when I was looking at it back, but it looks like it's dropped down a little bit, but it is still, yeah, it's over $300 now. Kind of fluctuates between that $350 area to low 300s, but holy crap, this thing's expensive. So we're trying to give it away, and it's a big ask. We do have a big ask for it. Obviously, if we're going to give away something this big, then we do have to work a little bit for it, and I know you guys can do it. I'm going to bring it up every video, but in the description of this video will be a link to the video for the giveaway for this. We just need you to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video like wildfire. We need this video to get out to people so they know this giveaway is going on, because we're not going to give it away unless we hit 10,000 subscribers. We have till May 25th to do it, which is my birthday. I know you guys can do it because you all are very powerful. You have a lot of influence, and I appreciate everybody who watches our videos thus far. Let's get more subscribers in here so we can give this away. It's like I said, it's a big ask, but this is a big item. This is a huge item to give away, and we can't do it unless we hit an epic number. But if we don't hit that number by May 25th, we'll still do some sort of a giveaway that is proportional to how many subscribers we get. So definitely check it out, my friends. And then of course, I don't have a Patreon or anything. The best way to help support us is our mystery product, where at worst you get a booster pack for a slightly overpriced booster pack cost. At best, there's PSA 10 slabs that are very expensive in there, tons of booster boxes, ETBs, sealed product, Surging Sparks booster boxes. We even added in some Prismatic Evolutions sealed product. We got ETBs in there, binder collections. So check it out, HaasGamesandCards.com. But let's dive into the meat and potatoes of today's video. So I've been seeing some very interesting things, and I wish I had time to take some screenshots, but on Facebook, our local Facebook selling and buying page in our state is very active, very, very active. But one thing that I notice is every time someone posts an like Prismatic Evolutions item that they're selling at market price, people go crazy in the comments. They go in the comments and go, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're selling that for market. I will only buy it for MSRP. I will only buy it for MSRP. That's the only way I'm going to buy this product for Prismatic Evolutions." Then you see it sometimes for 151. You see it sometimes for Crown Zenith and some other things. I think Prismatic is probably the one that kind of pops out the most because it just barely came out.
Like all I feel is rage and frustration.
And the prices are ridiculous on it, right? And it is ridiculous. I don't like the prices. I'll be the first one to say that. Non-live with them. If I could have it my way, I would be getting the restocks consistently from distro. I'd sell at MSRP if they sold it to me at, below MSRP, and that'd be that.
Feel wronged by things that people tell you.
Everybody would be happy, but unfortunately that's not the world we live in right now. But it's very interesting because people on these Facebook groups, or however they're trying to sell it, are getting like berated, and the customer base is lashing out because the prices suck.
Interested in committing acts of violence.
And I can get behind them on that. The prices do suck. But they're blaming, for one, local stores, online stores, and then the scalpers, we'll say. And this is all very interesting because, like, I get it. Like, I want to buy it at MSRP too. I definitely do. But if you can't walk into a store and buy something, and just walk in and buy what you want, it's regularly there, easy to get, then yeah, MSRP all day, for sure. I get that. But for some like Prismatic or even Surging Sparks, or any set for that matter, you can't just walk into LGS, you can't just walk into Walmart, you can't just do any of that. And for one, you probably won't find the product, but then two, because it's such a limited item, of course you're gonna have to pay a little bit more for it. But the blame where it's placed right now is very interesting, because I have some people on the Facebook pages that are like, it's the store's fault.
Kind of like, how dare they attitude, like it's me, I'm the man.
100%. LGS's fault. LGSs are scalping this. This is terrible. Can't believe that they're doing this. So we're gonna dive into why LGSs or online stores or whoever it is are probably buying it or selling it for the price that they're selling it at. I feel like this topic has been hit over a lot, but a lot of people don't understand what's kind of going on in the background. And maybe this video will kind of shed some light on it, give you some background on what it looks like from the LGS level, online store level, distro interactions, things like that. And maybe we can kind of pinpoint a little bit better where some of the fault's at. And to be honest, it's not just one thing. I think it's a big conglomeration of a lot of different things. But I think there's some glaring issues that will really definitely put us to where a lot of the blame should go. But let's take a look. We're going to do a little market update too. Let's do a little market update, kind of see where all the Scarlet and Violet sets are at. Not all of them, but the ones that need reprints, we'll say. Let's take a look. This is just the normal Pokemon Center not the Pokemon Center, sorry. It's just the normal ETB for Prismatic Evolutions. Market on it is about 125. You'll see it jump kind of all over the place. It's kind of hard because people will throw in these empty boxes for selling stuff, and that really messes with the overall market price. It's annoying, but it'll jump. This is like a 115 to 130-ish ETB all day. We've hit that point, and I kind of predicted this too. I said, guys, you know what? Because a lot of people are going crazy, being like, this big reprint's coming out. Everybody hold the line. Hold the line. These big reprints are coming out. This is going to crash the price.
The thing for me are the side effects, mostly the psychological ones, specifically reduction in fluid intelligence.
And we should not buy it at market. Nobody's going to buy it at current market. Well, a lot of people are still buying it at market. And the only time you're getting this product at MSRP is if you're lucky enough to walk into a store and they are selling it at MSRP. So that means Walmart, Target, all that crap. And we'll talk about why Walmart and Target can put it at MSRP or below MSRP. It's usually a little bit above MSRP by a few bucks. But we'll talk about why they are able to do that and why LGS can't in just a moment. But it's like, okay, yeah, if you're lucky to walk in as soon as they're doing a restock and they only have like 4 ETBs and you're lucky to grab one of those 4 ETBs, then sure. Yeah, you know what? You're going to get it at MSRP, but that's like a 1% chance. So other than that, you're not going to get it for MSRP. No way. Absolutely no way. Surging Sparks booster boxes. Well, I guess to backtrack to this. So, you know, this had a high point, and it's going to end up going back up to that high point at some point. It will. This thing is not going to get down to MSRP anytime soon, and we'll talk about that why in a minute. Or we'll make a separate video. I think we'll make a separate Prismatic video about it. Surging Sparks kind of had the same thing. Popped up to 245. A lot of people are like, oh, it's going to dump down. Just wait a little bit. Boom, dumps down to like 245 and then back up to 254. So above where its highest point was, and then it drops, and then it gets even higher. And I predict Surging Spark or Prismatic Evolutions will do the same thing. This thing is a 257 market all the way up to 270. Looks like we're in the 260 to 270 range. So this set is going to continue to go up as well. This is not going to change at any point in time. MSRP not happening on this thing. 151 booster bundles. $62. These actually were a little bit higher the other day. I'm not sure why there's such a fluctuation in price, but that's going to end soon, and I'll show you why. They're already selling for $68 a bundle today. For some reason, there's some dips into the 50s. I'm not sure why that is going on, but it was like a couple of days ago when I last checked, consistently selling for 65, and now it's consistently selling for 65 all the way up to 68. And if you look at what is available, you'll have like one random one for $58, and that hits the market price a little bit. But look at everything before that. 68, 67, 68, 69. Let's see what page 2 has. Page 2, lots of 67, 68s, and then we start jumping up to the 70s. Just start jumping up to the 70s. So very quickly, and sorry to say it, Blooming Waters is not going to impact this, but very quickly, these booster bundles will be up in the 70s. Very, very quickly. I mean, a couple pages in, we're up into the 70s right there. So yeah, that's going to happen. You're not going to find this again at MSRP. Paldea Evolved. Another set that actually did recently have a reprint. This one did recently have a reprint, and for a long time, if you look at like even a 3-month calendar here, for a long time, people didn't want this, and I actually made a video not too long ago where I offered up tons of different booster box cases on my website for under market, saying, hey guys, distro's limiting this. You can only get one case at a time. I foresee these cases selling out at distro, and I foresee them jumping up hugely in price soon. And they did. They all sold out. Everything sold out. Distro doesn't even have jack crap anymore. And when they do, I'll tell you what happens. But anyways, so nobody wanted it for the longest time, and then it just started going crazy. People were like, oh crap, I want that. And somewhere in this December area, there was actually a reprint, and I actually haven't even looked at Paldea Evolved boxes for a minute. I didn't even know they went up in price, and they have gone up in price significantly. But anyways, so we look here in December-ish, there was actually a reprint, and I tried to hook people up. I said, guys, I know the boxes right now are a little bit more expensive, and we'll talk about why with that too, because I think a lot of people can get confused about how distros handle reprints and the pricing. I think people get very confused about distros when a reprint or restock happens and their pricing. We'll dive into that. So 147 was like that roundabout price. Nobody really wanted to jump into it. I put up a sweet offer on multiple cases. Nobody took it. People locally, because I sell a lot locally. I'm like the roving local store, and then I have my online shop as well. My local people dove into those cases and ate it up, and they definitely are seeing the benefits for sure. But online, nobody cared. Nobody bought this stuff from my website. They were just like, no, it's a reprint. Things are going to go down. It'll go down to MSRP. It'll go down below MSRP. It'll go down to whatever distro pricing was. Blah, blah, blah. No. Nope. Now we're up over 50%, 60%, sorry, almost 70% gain. 211 bucks, market price 213, and here we are, 213-ish, 220-ish. So actually we're getting more consistent sales in the 220s. I think what happened is you get, I don't know why TCG Player allows this. We saw this on some of the previous screens here, that people will throw in Korean, Japanese stuff, and that tanks the market price for a second, but people can see what it's truly selling for. Very quickly coming into the next pages, we got 229. Once we get down to the lower pages, 249. So it's going to be a 250 box coming up very soon. Third page, 255. Ooh, already on page 3, we jump from 255 to 280 to 300. So folks, like I predicted when the last reprint of this came out, it's like, oh yeah, the entry price is a little bit higher, but still under market, and we can get it to you for a good price, and I can guarantee it's going to keep going up. Guys, it's still jumping. This box is still jumping, and it's because there's a lot of value in that box, and there's a lot of singles in that box where they haven't even had their price jumps yet, and there's a lot of singles right now going through big price jumps, but there's a lot that haven't yet, and there's a lot on this set with value, and you're going to see all those singles go up soon too. So once we get through 3 different pages, you will definitely see this become a $300 box very quickly. It is going to happen this year. Look at that. Third page, we get into the 320s. There's not even a lot of pages. There's only 4 pages of listings on this thing, and it gets all the way up to 500 bucks. So yeah, definitely never going back to MSRP. Temporal Forces, market price 170, and as we can see, very consistently sells in the 170s, even up to almost 180. We have a handful of 179s here, and let's take a look. Oh yeah, of course this Korean crap will mess with the market number, but look at this within the first page. So this is making another jump, my friends. Look right here, and we offered a great deal on Temporal Forces cases too. No one online ate it up. I told you so. Sorry, not sorry. You guys missed out. That was your fault. I gave you the opportunity back when I could. So look at this. Within the first page, it will be in the 180s. We jump to the second page, 180s to high 190s, almost 200. Page 3, over 200. So this will very, very soon be an over $200 booster box. I told you so. Twilight Masquerade recently got above 200, very consistently selling in the 206 to 209 range, market of 206. First page, let's see how deep we got to go before it gets crazy. So very quickly, second page, we're going to be in the 230s all the way up to 239 on one post I saw off a quick glance. And then third page, guys, look at this. 249, 282, 287, 290, 350. So already on the third page, it's going to be in the 350s, 362, 379, 400, 409, 249. Boom. Not going back to MSRP. And then, of course, we talked about the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. So what's the point we're trying to make? The point we're trying to make is everyone is super hinging on these because Pokemon made that magical announcement saying, hey, you know what? We're going to turn the printers up. Going to turn them up, really boost up that printing, and it's going to save the world.
Feel wronged by things that people tell you. The thing for me are the side effects, mostly the psychological ones, specifically reduction in fluid intelligence.
And for one, yeah, sure, you can turn up the printing, but we didn't even look at Paradox Rift booster boxes either, but you have everything from Paradox on up, they need to reprint. 151 never got more like booster bundles reprinted. So we got Paradox. Paldea already had a reprint. I doubt it will get another one. And the reprint did not even affect it, and it continued to climb. Surging Sparks, even though it's a brand new set, I mean, everyone's sitting there going, like, moving on to all this new stuff. Surging Sparks is still a new set and has not had any restocks at distro, has not had any reprints, still needs a reprint, and is a very expensive box. Prismatic, obviously, Twilight Masquerade, Temporal Forces, all that stuff is well above MSRP. Well above MSRP, right? And so we're sitting there going, okay, they have like 5 sets to reprint. They're going to reprint it to the ground. Everything's going to crash down. The market will go down. It'll go below MSRP. These reprints are going to save the world because they're going to just print everything into the ground and make it amazing again. That's not possible. That's not possible. They have so many sets to catch up on. And who says these reprints are going to come in the form of booster boxes? They never said that. As you saw with 151, they'll come out with some Blooming Waters, or Crown Zenith, for instance. They'll come out with a Sea and Skybox. They'll come out with some auxiliary products, but booster boxes? I don't know. We'll see. I would love to, because I'd love to invest in some more. I already have a good chunk of each set that we've invested into. But here's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize this, and I have to tell my customers this all the time, because a lot of the time I have to post stuff at market, and they're like, oh, so you're a store who's scalping. You're a scalper store. You're doing all this crap. You're a bad guy. And I see other stores get attacked on this. I see people just trying to sell on their Facebook pages get attacked on this. For one, if you can't get regular stock on an item, market price is valid. Like, I don't know what you expect, but if you can't walk in on a daily basis and just find that item you're looking for, that's not how life works, guys. I'm sorry. If it's not regularly available, then whatever the market price, that's a valid price. So here's what I've ran into. I'm going to tell you a story. So Distro came to me and said, hey, once per week, you can order some Surging Sparks booster bundles. You can order a case of 151 booster bundles. You can order, a couple of different other things. A lot of people were talking about getting offers for Prismatic Evolution ETBs. I was not offered that, unfortunately. I wish I would have taken whatever crappy deal they gave out, but I was not offered that, unfortunately. But here's the reality of it. When Paldea Evolved got a reprint, Distro didn't come up and say, hey, guess what? This, and if it was a reprint or restock, I have no idea. It seems more like a restock. But they came out and said, cool, here's current market price. You're going to pay right below market price, and that's what you're getting it for. You will get this item right below market price if you want it for your store. And I was like, oh, that's rough. That tells me one of two things. They anticipate, for one, Distro wants to get in on more expensive pricing. So they're going to do it. They're going to jack up their prices, which means every store who buys into it has to jack up their prices, which means anytime a store offers something at a crappy price, that tells me that the prices are going to continue to go up, and they will go up, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. So for one, obviously with Paldea Evolved, as we saw with the pricing here, not only did they not print enough in that reprint to make it even matter, it soared above whatever its highest point was and is continuing to go up. So that reprint didn't matter. It didn't affect the market, and it's continuing to go up, and they sold it to stores, not at distro price at release, because you know what? Distro, they will give you whatever small allocation for these last few sets. They'll give you small allocation. They'll do it at the distro pricing. But anytime they have a restock, which tells me this tells me that they're not selling out all their product at initial release. They put they put aside some product for initial release and say, here's the cheap product, here you go, push it out, you're barely getting any, so that means your store won't make anything, so here you go, take this. You won't be able to do much with it, and either you can be the good guy and sell this at MSRP, and your community will love you for it, but will they have your back on anything else? Or when, you know, eventually when the hype dies down, does your customer base, do they have your back? Probably not. But it'll be interesting because, you know, they'll love you in the moment, but then they're either going to flip it themselves, or every other store that sells it for a more expensive price is like, they're not in the wrong for doing so. They're trying to keep their shop afloat, and they're barely getting any product to do so. So I get that. I put it pretty much at MSRP. Like, I'm not, even with Journey Together, and we'll do Journey Together pre-orders. My allocations were abysmal for it, but we'll do pre-orders for it. It's going to be at MSRP, but I'm barely getting anything to where it's going to really impact anything. So it doesn't even matter. It's not going to help my business at all. It's just a crap year to really get anything, because what ends up happening is I get my initial release, it's very small, and if they ever do restock, then I have to end up paying market price essentially, and then I get to push it out for more than market price, and every other store has to do that, and so it ends up being, it just keeps climbing. But I'd have to say that's my main peg on this, is I think, you know, scalpers are a problem, rip and shippers, you know, that drives things up, stores drive things up, all the above. All the above is a problem. Pokemon not printing enough, that's a problem. But I would say the biggest contributing factor that causes issues with all this is distros put things out at a certain release price, and it's great, but you barely get any of it. And then a little while later, they'll be like, oh, we got to restock. You're going to pay pretty much market price on it, which means you have to sell it at market or above to make things work for your store, because that's just how they're doing it. So they are making, they get to continue to get the product at the cheap price that Pokemon gets it to them. They, you know, Pokemon is like, you're still getting it at this cheap price. And distro, I think, is holding a lot of it aside, so when they do a restock, they can put it at market, which continues to drive prices up. I think that's pretty rotten, and it's really making even my local LGS physical stores, it's making them suffer quite a bit. And even for my online business, I still have a full-time career, so I'm good with whatever happens, but I don't get to sell as much, and it's not fun. I'm in it to sell this stuff, and I loved it during the time before Surging Sparks, where I was literally getting as much product as I could get my hands on, and it was easy, and it wasn't a problem. I was selling it below market. It was great, tons of fun, and now I can't do that. So, I mean, I'm going to survive because I got my full-time career, but that is crappy. So, what are my examples of it? Well, like I said, I heard some other stores that were like, oh yeah, they offered us ETBs at $95 an ETB after release. And so after release, you did see this ETB drop down. I've seen some sales go from like 90 to like 110. It was kind of in that area there. So I did see that. And but now if distro is selling it to stores for that much, then of course it's going to jump back up, and it has jumped back up. It's going to continue to go up, and eventually it will eclipse this $150 mark. I mean, we saw the 151 ETB, just regular ETB, literally hit what, $200 now, and hasn't even been out that long. Let's take a look. Yeah, $200. Market price $194, but lots of sell, or it's pretty much at $200. some reason they put a 151 Japanese booster box there. That's annoying, but that has gone up there. So this Prismatic's going to eclipse that for sure. It will definitely eclipse that. It's too hype of a set. There's not enough of it. And even these ETBs were on the shelf. You know, they hit Costco shelves. You could find restocks of it. It would sell out quick, but there weren't people camping the people stock or like putting it in the stores. You know, you have people fighting over stuff now.
So think of it, you're brushing your teeth and you're thinking, I want to beat this guy up.
And you have people following around the people that stock it at the stores, learning their schedules. Where before, once this got stocked, it would stick around for a day or two. Then after that, it would be gone. So it's just nuts. And as you can see, the blooming, like I said, the reprints for 151 did not come in the form of more ETBs. It came in the form of blooming waters. And as we can see, blooming waters, even though tons of it got released, which, you know, tons of it got released, has not affected the ETB price for 151. So just another example that everyone who thinks these reprints are going to save the world, it shows that no. For one, you don't even know if you're getting more booster boxes. It could come in the form of booster bundles, which is probably cheaper to do, or who knows what. But for 151, it didn't even touch it. It didn't even touch it. Blooming waters didn't even matter. And then on top of that, you have to hope that, hey, if our local game stores getting the reprint, or is it only stores like big box stores like Walmart? Well, as we've been seeing, scalpers will camp the Walmarts, camp the big box stores. So the chances of you walking into a store and finding whatever reprinted item happens is not going to happen. I've only been lucky one time to find a Prismatic restock, and it was just as it was happening. And I talked to the vendor. I was just like, hey, you know what? I'm not here to bug you. I just want one ETB, but just curious, how are you not getting mobbed this time? And they're like, oh, I had to change up my schedule. And it's like, that's crazy. Like, you have to change up your whole work life because of what people are doing to get this stuff. Like, yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. So Surging Sparks, again, if they reprint this, probably won't even affect anything. Price continues to go up. Paldea Evolved, Temporal Forces, all of it's just going up. And there's so many different sets to do. Are they going to be able to print enough of each set to make an impact, to fulfill the scalpers, to where there's so much product that the scalpers can't even scout? To do that for any one product would be hard enough. To do that for multiple products and sets, I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. And they have to rush to get Journey Together done. They have to rush to get the Team Rocket set coming out done. And then all the following sets, the black and white set. So you're telling me they're going to have enough time to print all this new stuff and that? I kind of hope what they do is for the newer sets, especially with the Rocket set coming up, I hope they're focusing their printing power on getting as much of that available as possible for LGS, for stores and all that crap. I really hope that they are focusing their attention on that so everybody can get a good, healthy stock of it. Because if not, we're just going to keep on doing this this crazy cycle that will not be that will not foster any cheaper product for sure. Right now, even with the reprints they can do, it's not going to foster a cheaper product. Sorry to break everybody's hearts. I don't want to be the bad guy, but go blame Pokemon for not printing enough. But then go blame Distro for every time they get a restock, which I think is just they held product back, waited for market price to go up, and then put it out to us for just below market. Go blame them for that crap, because that's crap. But it's what we have. It's all we have. If we want to sell anything, then we have to buy it right underneath market. So, like I said, a lot of people on our Facebook groups, or even that I hear in person or see in person in comments, YouTube comments and stuff like that, they're always like, only MSRP, ever. Blah. And it's like, cool. If you can find it, then yes, please do. But if you can't find it, then market's valid and that's what you're stuck with. But it's not because a store wants to stick it to you. If I had a choice, I would be getting this stuff at the original distro pricing that I could be. I'd get as much as I could and just shuttle it out for a good, cheaper price, and it would be a lot of fun. I love selling mass amounts of product, and that's what I was doing. I was moving massive amounts of cases, and now can't do that. Journey Together, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm getting a very abysmal allocation. I'll make a whole video about that. Yeah, and trust me, it's not any better for Journey Together. It's actually just as worse. In fact, it is worse. I got way more Surging Sparks allocations than I did Journey Together. So, it's not looking awesome, guys. It's not looking awesome. The sets are looking great. The availability is not looking great. Hope for big reprints to where it's so flooded that everything has to be cheap. But how? Ask yourself that. How? How are they going to print that much product? Is it going to be booster boxes or different weird products? I know I keep repeating myself, but guys, the numbers don't lie. The actions of distribution don't lie. The actions of Pokemon or the Pokemon Company don't lie. It's not looking promising. So, but I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. We've been right every step of the way so far, especially with older videos and predicting these sets running out of stock and jumping up in price. We've been completely right about that. So I hope I'm wrong about this because I want to get back to business as usual. I would love to do that. So keep an eye out for information for our Journey Together pre-orders. It will all be at MSRP of what I do get, but it's not a ton. I'll make a video about how much we're not getting. Yeah, crazy. Super crazy. I can see why people are pissed, but they're going after the wrong people. I sold some 151 booster bundles the other day. I got them from Distro. So Distro made me pay, it was like $5 under market. $5 under market. I didn't even make anything worthwhile off of it. It wasn't even worth selling it. It was better to hold it, wait a few months because it's going to continue to go up like it is, and I would have been better off, you know? But it's also fun to get stuff out to people, so not the best business decision, but the fun business decision for sure. And when these restocks happen, they're like, you can only buy, like for example, with distros, a lot of them you have to spend over $500 to get free shipping, but they're like, but we only have 2 products in, and you can only buy 2 booster bundles of this set, 2 booster boxes of this set, and maybe 1 display case of a different set. And then and we're charging all at market, even though we got it for our super cheap price. We're not going to give it to you for the distro price. So if you want it, buy it. If not, they know that other stores will buy it. And that's the thing. I think the MSRP army is going to realize and struggle with here in a minute is, yes, you are on this valiant quest to only spend MSRP, and you think that you doing that is going to stop other people from buying this stuff. That's the thing. LGSs need to make money. They're going to continue to buy this way over inflated stuff from their stores, or from distro. And there are people that understand, especially when they see how expensive the cards are in each set, they understand that this is not even the ceiling. This is not the ceiling. It's going to continue to go up. So even though you're not willing to buy it, other people are willing to buy it, and they continue to buy it. So I get it. Like, definitely do that fun little quest for sure. Just be realistic. You're not going to get it unless you walk in on a store restock, and you're not going to be ripping a ton of it. So, sorry. That's just how it is. And then people ask, why does Walmart get it for so cheap? Well, they have some kind of deal with Pokemon Direct, or they have some special distro that LGS doesn't have access to. But these stores get it for much cheaper than we do, and they're able to sell it for market, or not market price, but MSRP, or just a few bucks over MSRP. We don't have access to whatever goody good that is, but that's why big box stores get to do these awesome prices. But that's also why they're always cleared out. That's why they never have product on the shelves. And again, I'd be happy to do that deal. If I can make a deal with whatever distro that is, I'd be like, cool. I'll sell it only at MSRP forever. Just give me those prices, and I'd be pumping it out like crazy. But unfortunately, LGS does not have that luxury. Only big box stores do, which is BS again. And kind of takes away from the availability. I feel like if they stop giving out to big box stores like GameStop, which now are starting to jack up their prices. GameStop is even starting to do more expensive ETBs, not at market price, instead of doing it at MSRP. So if they want a MSRP store that will just stay at MSRP, I'll do it. Shoot it over to me. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works. So I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Thank you so much for the support and for all the things you guys have done. Please remember that we are trying to give this away. If you stuck through the video, you are champs, and I do need the video for the giveaway, or the giveaway video, to be shared for the Prismatic Evolution Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Exclusive. We need to share that. We need to share that to get it out to people. But again, thank you guys so much. Thumbs up. You all are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a good night. Don't do anything crazy.